People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Now, obviously, Arsenal and Leicester have just drawn a goal apiece. Arsenal won, Leicester won. It is what it is, and I know, ironically, you know, in addition to Arsenal fans, I'm pretty sure United, Chelsea, and other fans that are trying to get top four are actually upset that Arsenal didn't get 3 points today. But I feel on reflection, both teams did done enough to get a point. There was things both teams could have done better to get 3 points, obviously to avoid the goals. But I'm sure for either side, but I'm sure when the dust is settled, both teams will say a point is a fair result for Arsenal fans. And Arsenal, obviously the goal coming late on was a kick in the teeth. But to be fair, is it a kick in the teeth? Because in the preview, what did I tell you lot, people? We already know Jamie Vardy's a hitter. Prior to the game, he had 9 in 10 against us, and he scored again, so he's lethal. The goal, what did I tell you lot? We did alright with aerial threats and stuff in that game, but what did I tell you lot? And what have you lot known? When them balls come in late, Leicester score late goals, you know, when them crosses come in and you turn around and you cannot find Jamie Vardy, you're in problems, people. Which we were, you know. We got in between Mustafi and Bellerin, I believe, off the top of my head, expertly. And they were knocking on the door, man. They were knocking on the door a couple of times. I don't really feel they tested Martinez enough, but they were knocking on the door in that game, people. And, you know, I think, you know, I'd say for us, in both halves, I don't feel we had more of the possession, and at a point, obviously, at half-time, we was winning. But for me, we have to look at what we do with the ball a bit better, especially when we're, you know, evidently, again, we started off a bit slow in comparison to the other team in the second half. We've got to look at how we manage the ball. Obviously, game management, obviously the red card didn't help us as well, and you can also point blame at we potentially needed to get that second goal. We should have got that second goal because we did have opportunities, but you know what, I thought this was going to be a tougher game than it actually was. I mean, that no disrespect to Leicester, I'm pretty sure Leicester fans thought they would probably, you know, win today. I thought it was going to be a tougher game than it is. I'll take a point, obviously, with us being on a winning run and keeping clean sheets and all these, and you know, I don't think we can get top four as shown today. We can't do it, people. Like, could go on a run of form, but the more we is winning, the more you can kind of dream. And you can't disrespect any team, let alone Leicester City, third in the Premier League right now. But it would have been lovely to win today, going into the North London derby on Sunday. Obviously, yesterday Spurs won their game, and that game, we don't know what it's going to have. Both teams obviously going to miss out on top four, or at least if Arsenal don't, I'd love to hope Spurs don't as well. But it's still a North London derby, so we'll see what that is saying. Prior to the game, you know, Bellerin and Lacazette, probably the biggest talking points of the game. They both got back into the side. We're going with a 3-4-3. Leicester switched their formations, swapped their stuff around a bit. Maybe a lot of that was to do with Chilwell and obviously Maddison not being able to play a part. And you heard Roger say they're not going to change the way they play regardless before the game. He said they're going to be aggressive, they're going to play attacking football, and all the things Leicester has been known for. And to be fair, I think it was a 4-3. I think it was a 3 at the back, but it was basically a 4. So Yinchi was pulling out to the left-hand side, like I said, he'd do in the preview, people. And I think he had a tough game when Saka decided to be out it, when Saka and Aubameyang decided to be out it, but I don't feel he done as bad as the commentators were making up. He was doing a job there. He did it okay, really and truly. Yes, he was getting pressured. I feel Bellerin had a better game going forward. I think maybe Arteta's comments bigging up Cedric Suarez had an effect, but he was doing all right going forward. That's something a lot of us have been critical on. Like, the left-hand side, right-hand side was doing a lot in the game when they decided to wake up. But it was almost both halves. Well, the first half was almost a tale of two halves in itself, because I feel at times Leicester kind of kept us pinned in our half. We showed we were up for it and we were playing well, and both teams showed on the counter there's something, but I feel we struggled to get out really. I feel we can't, like in the first 10 or so minutes, I feel Leicester from early, they tried to hit Kelechi Iheanacho, they tried to hit Jamie Vardy in the channels, and it was kind of working. And then after that, I'd say from the 10th minute to the 21st, when Aubameyang scored, we started to wake up. Like I said, both teams look good on the counter-attack, but from an Arsenal perspective, I think we look decent. A lot of people, myself included, been very critical on Lacazette. I think he was looking alright with the counters. Obviously, Ceballos was a man possessed today. I think he had a really good game. Saka, when he woke up with Aubameyang, were causing havoc and stuff. Tierney set the pace from early. Even when I just said in the first sort of half of the first half, Leicester at it, I feel Tierney was the one that early on I thought he was where we're going to get a goal, because he was running in behind and stuff like that. And you can imagine Brendan Rodgers briefed Leicester, maybe a bit of that that change was to do with Aubameyang on the flanks, and obviously someone he's worked with Tierney, and things like that. But I feel we look good on the counter. I felt a goal was coming, and you know, Lacazette had a couple of chances he potentially could have scored. Bellerin, I think it was after we actually scored, but Bellerin put in a lovely ball for Laka. You know, Saka had a couple efforts. Kasper Schmeichel had to make 1-2 saves today, people. I think we could have put him under more sustained pressure, but definitely from how critical I've been before, I was quite, you know, decent, and it's a lovely way to get the goal. You know, Ceballos plays it to Saka. Saka obviously puts in a nice ball, and Aubameyang does the rest, and he gets his 20 league goal for the season. And for us, it gives us something to work with. Now, we are catching life at various intervals. I think one thing I'm liking about Martinez, whenever they're kind of putting the balls into the channels early, Telemans as well, trying to find Kelechi and more so Jamie Vardy, Martinez is kind of clocking it, and he's off his line quickly, and I feel both keepers were kind of smart in that regards and with their distribution, but I'm kind of liking that. I think we're playing alright, man. I think Xhaka's doing alright in the engine room. I think Ceballos is doing his thing. Bellerin's trying to offer an outlet. Tierney, Aubameyang, Saka, we're doing alright. I feel Lacazette is working hard as well. He's kind of doing what the previous Lacazette kind of had in, you know, getting the ball down, bringing other man in. And we're working quite well. We look quite good, man. But the only problem is, obviously, as you lot know, it's 1-0. As an Arsenal fan, you know, we've got our chance, but you're never confident with that 1-0 victory, 1-0 lead. And the danger does become, you know, because Leicester do have the lion's share of possession statistically. You get into half-time, you know, Rodgers bollocks them, and he says, listen, it's only 1-0. And obviously, Rodgers is in a bit of a tough situation, and I was happy we got the lead as well, because obviously he went with a 3-5 at the back, whatever you want to call it. You know, when you go with that formation and, you know, you want to keep yourself a bit solid, you have a decision to make when you go down, because you're going to need to obviously try and press to get that equalizer. And I thought we could potentially look to use that to capitalise on people and probably even get a second. Obviously, in the first half, we did have numerous opportunities to get the second, people. On Leicester, I feel Leicester were aggressive from start to finish, man. You saw Jamie Vardy chasing lost causes. Like I said, man, end of the first half, you know, we ended it kind of strong. We're playing well. Both teams look good on the counter, but we seem to be the better of the sides. We've got the most important goal. We just need to build on this foundation sort of thing. And you almost didn't want half-time to come. And I feel second half, I mean, well, at half-time, my thoughts were, you know, Vardy and Leicester were aggressive. They were pressing us high, and what they set out did kind of work, people, to a degree. I felt, you know, the channels, we're going to need to be aware of the channels. I felt Martinez, like I said, I praised Martinez and Lacazette and Aubameyang. And we had 8 shots, 6 on target, but technically Leicester saw more of the ball. So it's what you do with possession. I think in our last Premier League game, we didn't have most of the possession, but we took the 3 points. But there's enough encouragement for Leicester to get something out of the game. They've got good quality players. Statistically, you know, it's 1-0. They're on the ball. There is something with that. And I did feel second half, I'm getting quite annoyed with it, really. That's the only thing I'm quite annoyed about, because I'm actually not annoyed with the performance today. Teams are starting second halves a bit more stronger than us, and us being with that 1-0 lead and needing game management, I wasn't quite impressed with that. You know, Leicester banged on the door at several occasions in the second half, and we kind of caught life to a degree. Obviously, I thought we got the second, but Lacazette turned out to be offside. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, man, they're working the channels. They're trying. They're still on the board, man. Like, it seems that we're having to really, you know, work hard and remain in position. And I felt at a time we were very difficult for Leicester to break down. The problem is when you start to get tired. You know, the substitutions, the red card. I understand why it's a red card. It is a red card by the law of the land, but it's not a red card. Like, people that understand football know it's not a red. Either way, it is a red card. It's a silly decision, you know, and it's put our backs against the wall. And, you know, Arteta tried to react with some of the substitutions, but it's difficult. 10 men down. We evidently look tired. It's the inevitable, really. We know Leicester are a good team when they cross it. In fact, in the first half, we was almost undone by a short set piece, which we should have learnt from against Brighton, people. We know they like to cross the ball. And Damari Gray, as a result of obviously going down to 10 men, Rodgers has said to himself, why do I need 3 at the back? I can be a bit more adventurous. He's taken off Ryan Bennett, who was drafted into the side. He's put on Damari Gray, and, you know, Damari Gray, he's got a chance to impress. They're going to have more of the ball as we try to hold on to the lead and remain compact and all of these things. And for a minute, it's working for us. But as you lot know, you've got to be aware of Jamie Vardy. When the ball comes in, you've got to stop the cross, and you've also got to be aware of Jamie Vardy. Now, I think, if I remember rightly, David Luiz did well on Harvey Barnes. I could even be wrong about that. I have to watch the game again, but I'm sure Jamie Vardy gets in between Bellerin and Mustafi and does what Jamie Vardy does. There's a reason, you know, he's probably going to win the Golden Boot, or at least he's up there. There's a reason why, you know, he's got 100 Premier League goals and he's won the league, you know. He's a potent finisher. Even at 33 years of age, shows no evident signs of slowing down, really. And it's quite good how him and Aubameyang really on the wrong side of 30s and they're still scoring goals like today. You know, it's a kick in the teeth. You know, you did feel with the numerous stoppages in the game, potentially there'll be enough time to get another goal, but we've already shot ourselves in the foot. There's a red card. We can't really make too many changes. Personally, looking at the game, I wanted Pepe to come on, people. I thought he could have kept Lacazette on. I did feel, when Aubameyang came on, I didn't agree with it, but I understood it because he did look tired, people. So it did need to happen. But that probably showed you Arteta was walking away with the draw. And it could have been dangerous if it did happen. But for me, and again, I don't know how much Pepe slept, how much he trained, because, you know, congratulations once again, his partner's giving birth to a child. But I thought, just purely on a sporting background, I thought he could have come on, potentially put Aubameyang up front, maybe shift Saka to the left hand side and put Pepe over there, because I felt we needed, as they were trying to press for that goal, I felt they were trying to get a foothold on the game a bit, and I feel with Pepe, you know, it gives them a decision to make. It is what it is, man. You know, Eddie's probably distraught. I don't know, how long is he out for? Is it a game or is it 3? It depends. I don't know how it works. I think the commentators say 3 games. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. It's unlucky from Eddie. You know, there's plenty of lessons we could have learnt from this game. Obviously, how to defend outnumbered. Obviously, how to see out a lead. How to take chances and things like that. There's many things, but you know, it is a bit of blow because we were in a winning position, and it does add to a, you know, this is what makes it 14 draws now. And then again, if he was to really screen test them 14 draws and say where have they cut, how many have we drawn from losing positions, this is another one. But considering how Leicester have been all season, I know they've been in a bit of a blip of late, just before the restart and to a degree right now. But you know, it's a good point. Yes, I'm not saying I'm happy with it because we were winning, and any team holding a lead wants to see it through, but we live to fight another day. You know, it's a dent in any slim hopes. Some Arsenal fans, can't say I was one of them that believed we could get top 4. It is what it is, people, you know. Like I said, we need to learn from what we're doing in this game, because you let a lethal striker have a moment and he punished you. We're going against another lethal striker in Harry Kane on Sunday, so learn the lesson. Stop feeling sorry for yourselves if you are. Move on quickly, and you know, Sunday you got to put in a credible performance. But that's all I have to say in relation to this game. I'm going to get out of it. It's always a pleasure. People, DG.